Hello everyone, I'm Alex, this is Jimmy, this is Lucas, and this is Ryan. We will talk about the plastic with this presentation because our major is global finance and banking, and we always interested in global issue. Do you usually use a tumbler or plastic cup in cafe? I usually use a tumbler and I get 301 discount. Before to get started, I would like to ask you a question. Do you know how long it takes to this plastic cup to disintegrate naturally? Do you know? No? It takes more than 500 years. Also, this plastic cup do not disintegrate as C. Today, we are facing environmental pollution by plastic. We hope this presentation will help you realize the seriousness of the plastic problem. And this presentation will show the future of the plastic. We will introduce the past, present, and future of the plastic. First, Jimmy will tell you the indiscreet use of plastic in past. Then Lucas will talk about how to reduce the plastic problem at present. Lastly, Ryan will show the new business model of the plastic in the future. In the beginning, Jimmy will say the past of the plastic.
Thank you, Alex. I'm going to break down the past of plastic into the original plastic, the production of plastic, and recyclable plastic. Do you know why plastic was invented? Now I will tell you why. The first plastic was invented because of billiard ball. In 1850s, billiard ball was made from elephant's ivory. Billiard was popular in the American high society at the time, so people killed many elephants to acquire elephant's ivory. This elephant's ivory is very expensive, so the US billiard companies offered a $10,000 contest to find a new material to replace elephant's ivory. This new material is the first plastic, celluloid. Celluloid could not be made with billiard ball because it could explode, but it could be made fountain pens and buttons. See how many of these plastics have been produced. This is a global production of plastic from 1950 to 2014. As you can see, the production of plastic has increased, and production declined briefly in 2008 when US and China banned their using of plastic bags. As you can see, the production has gone too much. How are we going to deal with all these many plastics? You can find out from the following slide. This is an image of how the world's plastics were made and processed from 1950 to 2015. By 2015, the production of plastic is 8,300 million tons. Of this, 4,600 million tons of plastics were disposed of, and 700 million tons of plastics were incinerated. Only 500 million tons of plastics were recycled. This image shows a serious inefficiency of recyclable plastic. Let me give an example of how many Coke bottles are being recycled in South Africa. Only 16% were recycled in 2005 and 58% were recycled in 2017. This means that about 96,000 tons of plastics were recycled in 2017. But the remaining 42% about 79,000 tons were incinerated or disposed of. This means that there's a lot of plastics that's been incinerated or disposed of, even though there's a lot more recycling. This graphic shows the recycling rate per area of aluminum can, glass bottle, and plastic bottle. The recycling rate of aluminum can is 70%, and glass bottle is 23%, and plastic bottle is only 3%. We have been producing this raw recycling thing, and the recycling started only about 20 years ago. So far, I have talked about the past of plastic. Now, Lucas will explain the present of plastic.
Thank you, Jimmy. As Jimmy said earlier, there are now negative consequences of overusing plastic. Also, the concept of microplastic has recently become known. Do you know the concept of microplastic? Microplastic is small plastic that is less than 5 millimeter and is manufactured from beginning or is produced by breaking a part of plastic product. Microplastic not only destroy the environment but also threaten human health. It is because humans eat the creatures of the sea and the river who mistakenly ate microplastic. Therefore, I would like to begin the presentation by dividing the measures to prevent the negative effects of overusing plastic into individual, corporation, and the government aspect. Let's start from individual side. We don't use toothpaste cleanser containing microplastic. Microplastic products that we use are washed down with water and passed down to the bathroom sink. The problem is that this microplastic is small enough not to be filtered out of sewage system. Second, there are a lot of campaigns going on today to change the perception that people have about plastic. One of the leading companies in campaign is Greenpeace Corporation. Greenpeace Corporation say we represent the everyone's voice all over the world. The earth we're living in needs change, alternation, and the real action. Under this slogan, they are promoting many campaigns trying to reduce the usage of plastic. Finally, let me talk about government side. Because of concerning about the environment pollution due to microplastic, Korean government has been enacted the law banning infant product, cosmetic products containing microplastic. Also, as you know, under a directive from Korean government, any cafe that offers disposable cups to customers who are not ordering to go could face fine of up to 2 million won. Now, I talk about the measures to decrease the use of plastic. Ryan, how do you think of future of plastic?
Thanks for asking, Lucas. I will explain about the future of the plastic. I'm going to show you this in 2 ways. The first is upcycling of used and discarded plastic. Do you know the word upcycling? Upcycling is the process of using recycling to create new product with higher quality and value than existing product. Second, I'm going to explain the replacement of existing plastic product. Wow, look at this image. What a great building. When I look this building closely, something is strange. Don't you get what it is? Well, I'm going to show you a closer image. Not yet. Let me show you a really close-up image. That's right. This building is built as plastic bottles. It was built by recycling 1.5 million plastic bottles. That's truly amazing. Building with plastic bottles, is it okay? Unexpectedly, this building is durable enough to withstand natural disasters such as fires or typhoons or earthquake. It's made of plastic bottles, so it has excellent soundproofing and insulation effect. It even has a high light transmittance, so it has a great natural lighting. There aren't a lot of eco-friendly buildings yet, but more are expected in the future. Next, I will introduce about Met and Net. Met and Net is a brand that makes clothes, bags, or shoes, but it has a special strategy. Met is the abbreviation of material, and Net is the abbreviation of nature. As the name suggests, this brand is making all of its products with reprocessing plastic. That means there's no animal substance with their product at all, and it is stronger than leather. I think Met and Net is a great example of upcycling because this company is very good at using existing plastic to create higher quality product. If you want to use some cool design products and protect the environment, I hope you will enjoy using this Met and Net product. Lastly, I will talk about the plastic straw. In the US, 500 million plastic straws are used a day, and 2,700 plastic straws are used in Korea a day. With them, it's enough to wrap around the Earth's circumference 2.5 times a day. Can you see the tortoise in pain? A 12 centimeters long plastic straw penetrated the tortoise's nose. The straw, the most commonly found trash on the beach, is causing huge damage to the marine environment. You can say this. Can we just recycle the straws? The answer to that question is we can't. Reprocessing these is really difficult and expensive because 6 types of plastic are used to make them. The only solution is to get a straw out of the world. But there are moments when humans need straws. So let me introduce various straws to replace plastic straws. The first is a semi-permanent glass, stainless steel, and silicone straws. It's hard to clean, but if you think about the environment, it doesn't seem that difficult. Second, unlike plastic is hard to break down, there are some biodegradable straws such as paper and seaweed straws. I want you to refrain from using plastic straws and use some eco-friendly straws in the future. Until now, I have introduced about the future of plastic, and now Alex will speak about the conclusion.
Thank you, Ryan. So far, we have talked about past, present, and future of the plastic. Through indiscreet use of plastic in the past, we saw the series of the plastic problem. Remember, plastic recycling rate is only 3%. Then we talk about how to reduce the plastic problem at present. There are 3 ways to solve the plastic problem. 3 ways are individual, corporation, and government. Finally, we saw the new business model of the future of the plastic in the future. For example, we can build a building and make the apparel with plastic. Through this presentation, we wish you know the past, recognize the present, prepare for the future. Thank you for listening to our presentation. And does anyone have a question?
Who invented the first plastic?
Thank you for your asking it. The question is, who invented the first plastic? In 1869, John Wesley Hyatt invented the first plastic cellulose. Does that answer? Does anyone else?
Thank you for your presentation. And in the final part of your presentation, I heard that we can recycle the straws, and you introduce some other kinds of straws. And my question is there another straws besides you introduced?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. You wonder, is there another straws that beside that I introduced?
Yeah, such as paper straws.
As I know, there is a corn straws, which you can use and eat. Yes. Does that answer your question?
Can we use it in McDonald's?
It is not popularized yet, but it is inventing now. Does anyone have a question?
Yeah, you showed a chart with the production of plastic,
Yeah.
the growth,
Yeah.
and there was a dip in like 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it was when U.S. and China banned plastic bags.
Yeah.
Where? I know in the U.S. plastic bags are still used everywhere, so I haven't noticed any ban on plastic in the U.S. So that didn't make sense to me.
Thank you for asking it. Your question is where, when the countries ban plastic bags?
Or when or exactly where in the U.S. did this happen? Because not where I'm from.
I know this knowledge from New York Times news So I'm sure about that your question. So I'm sorry. And I don't mislead to you. For more information, you can try calling look for real times.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause in Indiana, I mean, there's no ban on plastic bags. They're still everywhere. From places I've been in the U.S., there's no ban that I'm aware of.
Are there any other questions?
We will finish our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.